Hey y'all, welcome back to 35 Days in One Shape. I'm Shay. This is my birthday series and you'll be getting a video vlog daily into my 35th birthday when I turn 35. Thank you for clicking on my video. This one should be a good one. I hope that you decide to watch all the way to the end. Leave me a comment, tell me how you feel. You might want to grab some tissues because I always got to hit y'all with topics that I feel like need to be discussed because I experienced them in my life. I know that there's other people out there that may need to hear this or want to talk about it. I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to hide anything. I'm at a point where I'm okay with discussing things that make me uncomfortable. I'm tired of holding it in. Like I want to talk about things. I'm not here to expose anybody or anything like that doing these discussions. This is just so that we can have a discussion and we can get to know each other a little bit better. Today's topic has been a huge part of my life and my identity. Being the oldest or eldest daughter, as most say. I call this video the good and the bad. Because baby, it was both. Let's get into it. Okay y'all, so we're back. Let's get into it. I wrote a script down on my phone because I don't want to miss anything. Some things will come straight from the dome, but I still wrote down some things that I want to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead into the good part. Best part about being the oldest daughter is my sibling. It's my brother. I love my brother. I'm really grateful to have a sibling. I always wanted a sister, but then being around my cousins and being around my cousins that have sisters, I'm like, yeah, no. Me having a sister would have never worked. It would have never work. So I'm very glad that I know I didn't have him, but I'm glad that it was a blessing to my life to have my brother. We had some rough times like as we got older, me kind of overstepping things, but growing up, my brother was like my rock. My brother was like my safe zone. We would have so much fun together growing up. We would play Nintendo together. We were into like Game Boys and stuff like that. So I mean, he still plays that to this day. I don't play as much, but playing 007, if y'all know that game, let me know in the comments. We play that all the time and it was really a good time growing up. Me and my brother, we really had a great childhood. Honestly, I can say that we spent a lot of time together. We still joke about things to this day that he did. And like they said, what did you say about my brother? What about my brother? I don't play about my brother. That's just what it is. I don't play about my brother. We don't play that around here, okay? And I can say, no matter the pressure I felt within myself growing up, our relationship, me and my brother relationship, and things that happen around us never changed. Even when we disagree growing up, like as adults, we had disagreements. As siblings, you're gonna have disagreements. And I'm just grateful that we can have the disagreements and come back together. And I'm glad that my brother can lean and depend on me as much as I can lean and depend on him. So the good part is my brother, and I would never change that, ever. Let's talk about the pressure, not depression. Let's talk about the pressure that I had on myself and what I call the bad. This part of it is where I feel like it was bad for me, where I had some trauma, where I have to do a lot of healing. How therapy does help with that. We're gonna go to the phone, okay? I'm gonna say being the oldest daughter is not easy. And I'm gonna say being the oldest and the oldest daughter because I am the oldest grandchild. I am the first grandchild in my family. So being the oldest daughter and being like the first grandchild is hard and it's a lot of pressure. And honestly, I don't know if the pressure comes from me, like the pressure I put on myself. And I'm trying to think, as a little kid, did I put that pressure on myself, or is it, I don't know, is it something that's instilled in me that I just never realized? Being the oldest daughter and the oldest, I would just say oldest grandchild, sometimes it can feel lonely. Because I feel like I have to have it all together all the time. Like I can't make any mistake. I feel like I am the example and everybody is supposed to follow me. Basically, it feels like I'm the prototype. I'm not saying that I am like an error or a mistake. When people make cell phones, we had different types of cell phones. We had cell phones that was black and white. We had the different types of cell phones. And they had the games on there. They had the internet. You went from a big cell phone to a small cell phone to a flip phone. And it's like ever so changed. I remember seeing the big phone had the antenna, and I feel like that's where I am. I'm that first phone. That's the prototype. Now you got to take something and change it. You build this prototype to know the standard. Now, everything that comes after is an improvement of what the standard is, if that makes sense. Like I said, I felt like I couldn't make a mistake. I felt like I had to be perfect because I had so many people looking up to me. Not only did I have my brother looking up to me, but I did have cousins. It's 9 of us. So I did have people under me looking up to me, and I had to be perfect. I couldn't make the mistake because I just couldn't, because I'm the oldest, and the oldest is supposed to be perfect. The oldest is supposed to have it all together. The oldest is leading the family, and being perfect was in every aspect of my life. When it came to grades, chores, you know, being in sports, being in competitions. Let's just talk about grades. Me growing up, I'm gonna tell you now, I am not good at math. I'm horrible at that. Give me a social studies, geography, stuff like that, I can ace it. I love that type of stuff. But when it comes to math, I need the basics. 1 + 1 = 2, okay? I was never really good at math. And when I got into the 7th grade, I was failing math. I was failing math so bad that the teacher called my mom and was like, she is failing, and if she don't get her crafts together, basically, she's not gonna move on. She's not gonna be able to go to the next grade. It got so bad that I would take my tests, all my math tests and everything alone. Like, I could not be in a room with a lot of people and take a test because it would just be so overwhelming. But I said that to say, when it came to grades, baby, if my grades were not A's and B's, I would hide my report card. Like, it was many a times my mom asked for my report card, I'd be like, oh, we didn't get it because I had an L for a D on there, and it was because of math, and I would just not show her. And then one day, I would never forget this. I was going to my teacher's class. Her name was Miss Sadler. She was my dance teacher. We was going back to homeroom or whatever. And here in Texas, you would go to homeroom to pick up your report card, or just homeroom period. This was in middle school. So I'm going to go get my report card, and Miss Sadler tells me, your mom already picked up your report card. Y'all, my heart dropped in my behind. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know my grades. I was like, I'm the buffer between the teacher and my mom. I'm like, you did what? She's like, yeah, your mom came pick up your report card earlier today. And I'm like, and y'all gave it to her? And they were like, yeah, she's your mom. She came and got your report card. And when I tell you, this is at the end of the day. When I tell you, I was sweating bullets, y'all, sweating bullets. I was so scared because I'm just like, I know my grades and it's not perfect. I know that math grade is horrible. Like, I know that math grade is gonna get me in trouble. I get in the car with my mom. She was like, you got your report card? I was like, no, they didn't give it to me. She was like, they didn't give it to you because I got it. And I was like, oh, you do? And she was like, here you go. When I seen that I was passing math, y'all, I felt so good. I felt so proud of myself. If I wasn't good at a lot of things, then I wasn't worth anything. Like, even when it came to sports, y'all, I was in so many sports. I was in cheer, I did twirling, I did volleyball, I was in gymnastics, I would praise dance. Even though praise dance is getting you closer to God, this is your reflection of how you feel with God, I would still try to be perfect in that. I would still try to make my arms flow extra soft or do a big twirl, because I just felt like I had to be perfect, because that's just what it is. You can't be less than perfect, because what's less than perfect? A failure. And that's how I felt. And when it came to chores, I felt like it was an expectation that it just had to be done. My brother can attest to this, which is so funny because we still joke about this now. He would come home from practice or whatever, and it would be his day to wash dishes, and he'd be like, I'm so tired, and he would get to go to bed. And then I'll get called on, like, hey, you need to do the dishes. I'm like, man, it ain't even my day to do the dishes, but because I'm the oldest, I feel like it fell on me that regardless if he does it or not, you still have to do it. Regardless if it's your day or not, the house has to be clean. The chores need to be done. So if he doesn't do it, then you have to. I laugh about this now, and I would tell him I felt so much pressure to be this perfect person, to make sure everything was done around the house, to make sure that everything was clean, and that we wouldn't get in trouble, me and him, because at this point I'm looking out for both of us. And it's just like, I would make sure that everything was good so that me and him wouldn't get in trouble. Even though I feel like he probably wouldn't have got in trouble, but I just felt like if I don't do it, then it's not gonna get done, and we both gonna get in trouble, and I'm supposed to be the leader and I'm supposed to be the head, so I might as well just do it so that we don't get in trouble, so that he can continue to play his game and stuff like that. Even when my brother got in trouble, I would like try to beg and plead for him not to get in trouble, or I would sneak around and do things for him so that he can still have fun. I would just take the blame at the end of the day. day. I just feel like a lot of things fell on me, and I feel like my brother didn't have the same pressure on him. He didn't have the same demands on him. I honestly don't know if it was because he's a boy or it's because I'm the eldest and I'm a girl. Me and my brother lived the same lifestyle, but we can give you two different stories. It was just more so I had to do it. Basically, if it didn't get done, then who else is gonna do it? I just feel like it fell on me at the end of the day. Being the oldest daughter or the oldest grandchild or the oldest period, how did it shape me? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I think it really screwed with my head a lot. I think I have a lot of unlearning to do because of this. Some people may disagree. Being the oldest daughter, the pressure never left. It never left. It's still here to this day. I have the highest expectation for myself. It's crazy. The expectation in school, like when I was in school to be an MA, the expectation that I held for myself was so freaking high. Had to make sure my homework was done the same day. Had to make sure I passed my test. The pressure was so bad at most times that I would come home and just cry because I put so much pressure on myself to be this perfect student and to make sure that I come out with the certification, because at the end of the day, I need to be able to have a better life than what I have now. And that was back then. I would say the pressure to being the best mom, sometimes I have to check myself and just be like, girl, calm down. That pressure is just, it builds so much. And I think sometimes that's why I get the headaches and I just be feeling like it's just so much going on. And I think sometimes when I get on here, I'll be like, y'all, it's a lot going through my head, but nothing's wrong. I would say the pressure of like being a mom, there's no perfect mom. It's like the pressure to make sure your child has everything. And I don't mean like everything as material. I mean like everything as in making sure that she has money on her card, making sure she gets to school, she come home, making sure she is passing. Honestly, let me be real with y'all. I feel like her not passing or not doing well in school is a reflection of me. And I know that's not true, but I still feel like some way, somehow, I could have prevented all of that. And most times that pressure gets to me more than anything. I think honestly, that is the main pressure. And especially with Lele becoming a senior, I try to catch myself. A lot of times I try not to think about it or discuss like senior stuff coming up, because it's just like the pressure to get it all done, the pressure to make sure that she graduates high school, which is the first priority, the pressure of, you know, filling out college applications, hoping that she gets in one of the schools that she wants to be in, and if not none of them, at least, you know, try to get her into a school, making sure she still has fun her senior year, and making sure that I can make most of all the things she wants to come. It's just a lot of pressure that I put on myself, and I hate that I put it on myself. But it's like sometimes I can't even when I try to take the pressure on myself, that it still doesn't come on. I just feel like it's embedded in me that, you know, that it just has to be done. And I feel like if I don't do it, nobody else will. You know, that's the key. That's the key to all of this. I feel like if I don't do it, nobody else will. And if I don't touch it, nobody will do it the way it needs to be done. You know, that's my issue right there. That's the main issue. Is I personally don't like giving up control, and because I just feel like nobody's going to do it, because I always feel like if I give it to somebody and they screw up, it's like, dang, that's what I get for trusting somebody and giving it to somebody, and look at it, they screwed it up. Now I have to fix the issue plus solve the issue when I could have just solved it in the beginning. Like I tell y'all, the pressure that I put on myself is absolutely, just speaking out loud, absolutely ridiculous. And I know it's ridiculous, and I tell myself this a lot of times. Sometimes when I'm here by myself at home and nobody's here, that is my time to really just kind of talk out loud. I know they say, oh, you shouldn't talk to yourself, baby. Sometimes me and all the noise in my head, I have to get it out. And most of the time, that's literally when I sit here and I cry to myself. I'm just like, I'm so overwhelmed. Like I tell y'all, I feel like as an adult, I just have to be in control of everything. also I feel like I can't trust anybody to do the things that I need to be done. Like I said, it's hard for me to give up a lot of things. And honestly, it really is hard to give up a lot of things when it comes to Lele. Not only just Lele, but I think it's also hard for me to give up control when it comes to me. Letting people do things for me. Now that is crazy. Like giving somebody the free will, and I know people have the free will to do whatever they want, but giving somebody the free will to do things for you, baby, where they do that at? It's so hard for me to receive a lot of things because I honestly feel like I don't deserve those things. Like, and I know it's crazy to hear the words coming out of my mouth, but I also feel like I don't deserve those things because like I didn't work for them. Like for me, for you to get things or for you to receive things, you have to work for them. And if you're not working for them, then why do you get those things? Does it make sense when I say it out loud? Heck no. But in my head, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I carry a lot of guilt when doing things for myself. If y'all seen it, I got myself a new laptop. I'm gonna tell y'all this story because it's so funny. So I got myself a laptop or whatever. It was something that I really wanted to get for myself. I've been saying like, if you know me, you know me. I don't buy nothing for myself. That's just what it is. Like I just said, I feel like you have to earn things. Like if you don't work for them, you don't deserve nothing. Nothing should be given to you without you doing something for it. Okay? Let's just set that there. I have been telling Nikki like, hey, I need to get me a new computer because the previous laptop, it was given to me from Nikki. Somebody gave Nikki a computer and she knew that I'm doing my YouTube. And one thing about Nikki, she's her and Lay, they're my biggest supporter. But Nikki is really my biggest supporter at the end of the day. And she gave me the computer. And her cousin was telling us, oh, it doesn't work, you gotta hook it up to the computer. Now I'm a Mrs. Fix It. I'm a Mrs. Put It Together. I'm a Mrs. I don't pay nobody to do nothing. I will read instructions and I will put it together. That's something I will do anything myself. And as you can see, the things are falling into place as more as I speak on it. Okay, anyway, y'all not gonna get on me too much, but anyway, I fixed the computer and it was working fine, whatever. Sometimes the computer would go black, sometimes it would just stall out or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, I need to get me a new computer. But man, it costs a lot to have computers or whatever. And being on YouTube and stuff, even though I'm not making the money right now, which is the money will come when it comes, I was like, well, I'm not putting out as many videos as I was before because life has been picking up and I film it, but I just can't find the time to edit and put out the content that I want to put out. So I'm just like, why do I deserve a new computer when I'm not even doing the things that relate to me having a computer? So that's my logic that I've been having for like, I think I really got into really wanting a new laptop last year or the year before last, I can't remember. I'm going on a whole tangent. Me and Nikki was out at the stores buying stuff because lately I've been having a little extra money on. God, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been having a little extra money, been paying bills on time, and y'all, let me tell y'all, I'm about to go on a tangent. Just being able to do that, Lord, I thank you because, baby, I am not where I used to be. That's what, you're just gonna say that. We was out treating ourselves, buying ourselves stuff, and this is the first time in a long time that I really didn't pick up nothing for Lay. When I go in stores, I'm always like, oh, Lele need this, oh, Lele need that. Even though I know I went in the store for me because I need something, I would put that stuff down to make sure Lay had everything she wanted because she didn't even need it because she already have everything. But to me, it's like, why am I getting something when I have a responsibility of a child and I should be getting that child something? I'm telling you, it all comes together. It all flows together. We go into Costco and we looking at the computers because I just wanted to looking at the laptops and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is a good price. Costco had a deal on a laptop and I'm like, oh, this is a really good price. And they was like, oh yeah, we price match or whatever. Or I think Nikki had said Best Buy price match or something like that. The thing was, we seen that laptop or whatever and we was in the store, the line was long. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not getting this computer. I'm not. She was like, you should get it. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna spend the money. Even though I had the money to spend, I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm gonna get it. In my head, I'm like, I'm not getting this dang laptop. I don't care what nobody say. There's too much money to spend on myself. What if Lay needs something down the line? What if something happened and I need this money for something? Like, I'm not gonna just blow this money on a laptop. The guy came up, he was like, well, let me see. I might not have this computer. And in my head, I'm like, jackpot. He don't got it. That means I don't need it because I don't deserve it because I haven't been doing nothing. I haven't been putting out the content like I needed to be. I'm not in school or anything, so I don't need it, right? So nigga was like, well, let's just go to Best Buy. I'm like, this girl is determined. Like, you are determined for me to get this laptop. I'm like, bro. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to Best Buy. So we go to Best Buy and we see the laptop. And I'm looking at the price like, that's just too expensive. I cannot spend that money. And she was like, don't you have the money? I'm like, yeah. She was like, so what's the problem? And I, just like I told her, I'm like, well, what if Lay needs something? She was just like, bro, you're getting this computer. And I'm just like, sure, Jan, sure. So when we asked the guy, we was like, hey, will you honor this Costco price for this laptop? He was like, yeah, I'll honor it. Let me just get my manager. Gets his manager. And I'm sitting in the store like, his manager not gonna let him do that. His manager like, yeah, we can do it. I looked Nikki square and I was like, I'm not getting this laptop. She was like, we already made this man do all this work. You're gonna get this laptop. So we end up getting a laptop, y'all. And when I looked at that screen to see how much it was, I wanted to throw up. I wanted to throw up because I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? Who is spending all this money on a laptop? On a laptop, it's crazy. But I swiped my little card, and the first person I called is Mariah. Like, hey, guess what I did? I bought a laptop. She was like, yeah, you deserve it, blah, 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 blah. That's another person that feel like I should spend a lot of money on myself. We get the laptop, we bring it home. I put the laptop away. I let that laptop sit there for a whole week before I even pulled it out of the bag. Cause I kept saying, well, I can't open it if I don't shoot a video. I can't open it if I don't show YouTube because I wasn't filming. I was like, well, until then. And I was still editing and stuff on my old laptop. And he was like, well, when you gonna open a new one so you can give me this one? And I'm like, well, I still gotta edit. I still got videos to edit. I need videos to go blah, 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 blah. She was like, bro, when you're done with that one, you need to go ahead and just give me that one, clean it out, and then open up your new laptop. I finally did it like after a week, but still to this day, as I'm filming it, I still sometimes I still think about like, I still did not deserve that because it's like, what did I do? I always never want to come off like I'm boasting or I'm better than anybody. It's just more so like, I got something, this is nice, blah, blah, blah. So the guilt of buying myself stuff, I feel like it's a part of being an elder because I just feel like if I didn't work for it, why am I getting something? Crazy? It just may be. With how it shaped me, and the bad part is that I became a people pleaser, like a real hard people pleaser. Also, I isolate myself from a lot of stuff. I'm tell you that. Now, if I'm not comfortable around you, baby, I'm not going nowhere. I isolate myself a lot. I became a people pleaser, and it became hard for me to tell people no. I felt like I had to put myself on the back burner so that I'm able to help everybody else. Being a people pleaser and not being able to say no, you get used a lot. Sometimes I don't think a lot of people feel like that they're using you. At the end of the day, when you sit back and you realize that you cut your whole day short or changed everything around so that you can make sure everybody did what they had to do, it's like, girl, what was you thinking? And the sad part about it, I do that as a mom. I can have stuff planned for myself and Lele would need something or need to go somewhere or just want to go somewhere with her friends. Bro, I will stop everything I'm doing, put her on pause to make sure she goes and have a good time. And I'm just like, why am I doing that? Crazy? Yeah. Yes, I can hear myself saying this. Crazy? Definitely. But I think as a people pleaser, I became a pleaser of a mom. And in my eyes, sometimes I just feel like I'm not a good mom. I battle with that a lot with not feeling like I'm a good mom. I feel like things in the past did shape me and the thoughts that I have about being a good mom, because some things that happened, I feel like I should have been able to stop them, but because I didn't, now as the mom, as I'm older and I'm learning, I've learned and I've seen a lot of times when I've just given in because of the fact of the things that happen. And I think me being this people pleaser and then a pleaser of a mom, it had a lasting effect not just on me but on Lay as well, because I feel like, honestly, I feel like when I say no, it's like hurtful, even though I know it's not, and your child is not supposed to get a yes all the time. But I do feel most of the time like when I say no, I feel like a bad mom. Being a people pleaser is so hard because I'm always last. I feel like because I put myself last in my life, that I'm last in everybody's life. And honestly, if I'm being real, that's why I stopped having a lot of friends, because I don't want to be that pleaser of a friend. So I think that's why I isolate myself, because I haven't went through the process of trying to fix of being a people pleaser, that I just feel like if I isolate myself from it, then I will naturally not be that people pleaser. And I think me doing that and isolating myself and being home with my daughter and being home, you know, with my family, my mom and them, and then letting them, that I went back into the old ways of being the eldest, even though I'm still the eldest, but being that oldest daughter and taking care of everybody and making sure everybody's okay and telling them yes. And just the people pleasing part of me is dangerous and I don't like it, but I gotta get back to therapy so that I can handle those things. And lastly, to finish out this little part of it, the people pleasing and being perfect is where I feel a lot, and where I feel like the oldest daughter is. I know that the perfectionist in me is my downfall, because like I said, if it's not perfect, then I'm a failure. Even though it's not true, but to me, if it's not perfect, then I'm a failure. It's like it's no in between. It's either it's done correctly or it's not. And if it's not done correctly, you're a failure, you're worthless, and you don't deserve anything. Hearing that out loud is crazy, but hey, that's what my mind. Well, Shay, baby, you got some unlearning and some healing to do. Yes, I have a lot of healing to do. That's just what it is. And I do have a lot of unlearning to do. I have started giving myself grace, which is hard. That's where it tops off right there. Learning to give myself grace and learning that everything is not going to be perfect and that I don't have to be in control of everything. Now that one is a hard one. Giving up control. That's where I struggle the most. It's just giving up control. And I think that's where a lot of unlearning happen. Unlearning that also is unlearning that just because I am the technical strong one, and I've heard that so much growing up in my childhood and going into jobs being the strong one, that doesn't mean I'm not human. Like, being the strong one, I can still make mistakes. But I think because I heard that so much growing up, it's just like, dang, when can I be not the strong one? When can I be the weak one? And I feel like I say it out loud and I say, oh, I want to be the weak one, but it's so hard to say I want to be the weak one, because the weak one sounds like a failure. It feels that to me, it sounds like, dang, you are a failure if you're the weak one. Like, I honestly want to not be the strong one, but it's like, if I'm not the strong one, who's going to be the strong one? And I think with me being in control and trying to unlearn that and being the strong one, that's all people see me as. They see me as the strong one, and they just see me as strength. They don't see me. They don't see the troubles and everything that goes on with me, because first, I don't allow people to see weakness from me. That's what I'm trying to unlearn. And basically, everybody always thinks that Shay got it all together, and baby, I don't have it all together. I don't have it all together. If y'all knew me years ago, baby, when I was living paycheck to paycheck and couldn't afford for me and Lay to eat, and I was walking around with holes in my shoes, was taping up all the time. I tell this part all the time, and I find it as a joke, because now that me, Nikki, and Lay, we can laugh about it. But bro, I bought one pair of shoes from Walmart, and I wore that. Oh, it's gonna sound so bad. I wore those shoes for 3 years straight. I wore them until they got a hole in them. And when they got a hole in them, I took some duct tape, I taped the inside of the shoe, and I taped the outside of the shoe, and I wore socks so that I wouldn't feel the ground when I'm walking, because at that time, like I said, it was hard for me and Lay. Lay was most of the time the only one eating. I wasn't eating, and I was just sacrificing a lot for us to have a roof over our head, for Lay to experience childhood. And those times, y'all, if y'all knew me back then, that's when I felt like a failure. I felt like a failure so much, but nobody would ever notice it, because when I would go to work, I would always have a smile on my face. And when people are like, oh, you're not eating lunch? Oh no, I'm fasting. Damn well, sorry y'all, damn well knew that I was not fasting. But I'd be like, oh, I'm just fasting. Oh, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. And they'd be like, you want me to buy you lunch? Oh no. I never want anybody to buy me nothing, because I don't want to have to owe nobody. But I just feel like, to me, I don't feel like a lot of people do things out the kindness of their heart. I feel like a lot of people do things to get something back in return. We here to talk. We're here to talk about it. No judgment zone. I just feel like a lot of people do stuff to get recognition for. And I don't want to be the person that you feel like, oh, I did this for Shay and Lay, and now I get recognition. You're not gonna use me or my daughter or my name to say, oh, you did something for me. Because baby, I would rather shake a a leg than ever have someone say that they did something for me and boast about it, which I know is so bad. But it's at the end of the day, I just feel like you're not gonna use me as an advertisement to say, oh yeah, I did this, oh yeah, I bought them food for a whole week, you couldn't afford to get food. And I know that's me mentally thinking about that, and that's probably not how they feel, but it could happen. It could. Somebody could say that, and because I feel like somebody could say it, I'll figure it out. I'll work 2, 3, 4 jobs before I ever let somebody into a space to feel like they have control over me or could use me as an advertisement to make themselves feel better. Maybe we're not your homeless case. So I just feel like I can never show weakness, and I just feel like that I'm not allowed to say no. I'm unlearning those things. That, and as a mother, let me tell you, as a mother, I've gotten better. I've told Lay no, even though I felt bad about it, and I was telling niggas like, oh, I feel so bad, I want to go to her, yes, but then we would sit down and have a conversation like, you don't even deserve it, so why are we giving it to her? And it would just reassure me like, what you're doing is correct. It's okay to say no, and no never hurt anybody, and it's surely not gonna hurt a child of mine, you know? And I realized telling grown folks no as well is okay. I even told my mom no one time. Now when I told my mom no one time, I shocked myself, because you know, mama, you supposed to tell her yes about everything. But when I told her no, I don't remember what it was, but when I told her no, I can't do it, or no, I'll be there tomorrow, or like, hey, I got stuff to do, I'll do that when I'm free tomorrow, it felt good. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I told my mom no, but I'm saying even my brother, and he would ask me something, he'd be like, can you do this? I'm like, no, I really can't. I wasn't making myself available. I wasn't canceling the things that I had going on. I wasn't moving things around to make sure everybody else had, because it was okay for me to say no. It was okay for me to think about myself in that time. I'm learning that has been a really good part of me, but I still have a lot of unlearning to do, especially when it comes to allowing people to help me and allowing the control. I won't even say it's like a control fence. My level of control is, it's like 10 brick walls put together with a water pit around it with fire and alligators and snakes, and you gotta try to get through that. Yeah, that's what my control level is when it comes to letting somebody have a little bit of control and to be able to do things for me. And I'm unlearning that I don't have to carry everything by myself. Like I said before, allowing help. As I said, I don't want to be anybody's advertisement, and I don't want to feel like I'm charity for somebody. So that one's a hard one. Letting myself know that I don't have to carry everything, that I don't have to basically be the head all the time. I hear it out loud, but this is my thought process. I know y'all gonna come for me. I think all that put together is what growing up as the eldest daughter has did for my life. I won't say, no, honestly, I won't say it's all bad. I don't want this to come off as like, oh, it's all bad, it's all bad. It's not. It's really not. But this, for me, is a reflection of how I feel. Every oldest daughter might not feel that way, but that's the way I feel. To my younger self, you didn't have to be perfect. You were a kid. You deserve to be a kid and to live your life as a kid, and that you can make mistakes. And to the older daughters that's watching, and even to myself, putting yourself first is not selfish in one bit. It's not selfish, and we don't have to fix everything. That you don't have to fix everything. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to be in control to enjoy your life. Sometimes walking away, stepping away from your family is honestly the best thing you can really do for yourself. I'm not saying don't have contact with them, but just stepping away and kind of doing stuff for yourself slowly but surely, it really does help. I'm doing that now, and it's fun. I like doing stuff for myself now. It's really nice. I want to tell everybody, because I know hearing this, you're probably like, okay, so I know your relationship with your brother or your relationship with your mom is bad. No, it's really not. My relationship with my brother is the best relationship I could have ever asked for. Like I told y'all, don't mess with my brother. I was smiling my mugshot, okay? Me and my mom relationship, it used to be rocky when I was younger. I mean, who doesn't have a rocky relationship with their mom as a teenager? But now, me and my mom relationship is the best relationship we ever had. The relationship with me and my mom, I feel like having my daughter kind of opened my eyes a little bit, and then a lot of the therapy and stuff that I had been doing has helped a lot with that. Y'all, we've been on here, we've been talking forever, and I don't want to hold y'all up, but I do want to just close us out. And I got the last part on my phone. Being the older daughter is layered. There's beauty in it and there's pain, but I'm proud of who I'm becoming, and I know that I'm not alone. So if you watch this to the very end and you can resonate with this, just know that I see you and I love you. If nobody else has told told you that, just know that I said it, that I see you and I love you. I really do. I have love for a lot of people, and especially for oldest children, oldest daughters. I love y'all. I see y'all, and I know sometimes it can be hard, and I know sometimes it can feel lonely, like you have nobody to talk to, you don't have nobody to tell your problems to, you don't have anybody, but you do. And sometimes we have to allow those people in that's been trying to get in, that's been trying to help, that's been just trying to listen, to allow them in. Just think about the person that's always checking on you and all that, and just making sure you're okay. That's the person that was sent to be a healing part of your life. So allow them in, allow them to know that it's a process with you, unlearning a lot of things, and that it's not gonna always be easy, that they may want to walk away a lot of time, that they may want to give up on you, but the ones that really do care, they will stick around, they will stay around, because at the end of the day, they are supposed to be there for you, and they will be there. They're the healing part of you, and I'm glad that I have that in my life. So I'm really appreciative of that. And I also just want you to know that you're not the only one out here trying to heal from being the oldest daughter. You're not alone. You're never alone. It's a lot of us out here. We just never speak about it. I wanted to be that voice for all of us here in this space, and just know that we can all heal from being the oldest daughter, and it's just gonna take a day at a time, really just understanding who you are. So that is the end of this video. I hope that I did reach someone, and if I didn't, that's truly fine. I feel like me saying a lot of things out loud has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I won't keep you any longer, so thank you guys for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. I hope that if you're new, that you decide to stay, you like, you comment, and you subscribe, because it's a free service that you can do for me. That helps my channel grow and grow and grow and grow. And to all the Shay crew members, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for all the love and all the support, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. So peace, love, and stay true. Shay crew. Bye.